Doomsday Clock, number 1. Going back and fiddling with the Watchmen universe Alan Moore and Dave Gibson created is a bit of a taboo. The Watchmen graphic novel is a beautiful masterpiece and is a standalone story that has never had any connection to the DC Comics continuity. That was until Jeff Johns dropped the comedian's button in the Batcave and had me blinking and drooling in awe. I skipped before Watchmen because I believe if you don't want to read or watch something, it's truly up to you, the fans, the reader, the beholder. So you could easily skip this story as well if you feel it's tainting the original. But I trust and believe in Jeff Johns' writing. He purely has love and respect for Watchmen as a fan himself, so this could be the best fan fiction love letter to Alan Moore, and let's hope he respects that. The book begins on November 22nd, or was it the 23rd of 1992, the same date in which The Death of Superman was published. We are greeted with a familiar torn yellow page text narrator. Protesters and rioters are gathered in front of Adrian Veidt's building with picket signs and mass hysteria. The crowd then breaks through the windows. The narrator states, "We shattered the American dream. This is the American nightmare." Russia is now threatening to enter Poland. Vice President kills the Attorney General, and the President was last seen playing golf. And North Korea is capable of entering Texas. Basically, the end is here. There is a global manhunt for Ozymandias. Russia believes the US government participated in the New York City massacre Adrian orchestrated. The New York Gazette is destroyed and Adrian cannot be found. No matter what year it is, it seems the evil of the world is recycled over and over again. All these books and stories warn us of the ugly possibilities. We are now transitioned into a prison where a cop gets a little too close to a cell. The dead walks among us as Rorschach is revealed to walk among the living. When you first see the image of Rorschach drawn by Gary Frank, you'll really be happy and confused. It's such a delight to read Rorschach's dialogue and what goes on in his head. My favorite page is of him talking to himself about pancakes getting cold and beating the shit out of an abuser to his waitress. Even though he looks like the original Rorschach, there are noticeable differences as this Rorschach isn't writing anything down and is having a hard time to remember what his mission is. He opens up cell 31. These numbered doors must have the most dangerous inmates in them. The marionette, who's petrified to see Rorschach, is surprised. He then laughs and suggests, "Not same guy, different," and even proves to her, and even us, by removing his glove to show he's definitely not Walter Kovacs. One question answered, only to ask even more questions now. Funny, he was based off the question. The more I think about this new Rorschach, the more I think maybe he's not so new. Maybe he was there all along, working with Walter Kovacs. Maybe there were more Rorschachs out there at the same time. But that's only a premature theory of mine. The man in Rorschach's clothes constantly insists he's not the same guy, but is definitely Rorschach. Reminds me of when someone takes over as a new Robin or sidekick. Rorschach has a job for the marionette, and we learn his unknown partner has the location of her son, which we only see a baby picture of, but know it's an old photo. She agrees only if her husband, the Mime, is released as well. Rorschach does not like this idea, but needs the marionette's help, so the Mime is recruited. The Mime doesn't speak, and we later find out why. They now recruit Mime as he brutally kills his former inmates in a performance-style creepy way. They gather his personal weapons, which appear to be imaginary or invisible. I really enjoyed the banter between Rorschach and the marionette. The tension is great and humorous. Rorschach takes the two and his shit-brown gas guzzler to a secret location, down in the sewers. The excitement continues as we know where he's headed, even when they don't. Behind the large flood doors and dark pathway leads them to the Owl Cave. It's left just as we last saw, with Archie and Night Owl's costume consuming dust. And just when you think Night Owl is gonna make an appearance, Geoff Johns throws us a curveball with the reveal of Ozymandias as Rorschach's unknown partner. Adrian even has a new pet baby Sphinx cat, which is awesome. The marionette and Mime just want their son back, and Adrian insists he will help them if they help him find God. And this Rorschach does not disappoint. He's just as badass as Walter was, and is an immediate favorite. We also learn that there is a clock ticking for Adrian, as he has cancer, and it's spreading fast. They must find Dr. Manhattan before the Doomsday Clock ends, as Ozymandias tells them. The ending to Doomsday Clock number 1 shifts to Superman having a dream, a nightmare, where he watches his parents die in a horrible car accident. As he wakes up, Lois calms him and says, "I don't remember the last time you had a nightmare," to where Clark replies, "I don't think I've ever had one." Issue number 1, That Annihilated Place, did not disappoint. Sure, not a lot happened, but it laid a foundation to where this story is headed. I have a lot more questions, but enjoyed going back to the Watchmen world. And really, Ozymandias is the only original character we see so far. Geoff Johns was brilliant to create his own Charlton Comics inspired heroes. Marionette and Mime are based upon Punch and Julie, Charlton Comics characters. I can't wait to see these characters in costume, hopefully in issue number 2. So I give this comic a 4 out of 5 comedic collapse.